ankle mobility, or if you have trouble in your squat hitting depth because of ankle limitation, or your heels come up here, this is a good movement to do. You can do it with or without the band. First I'll show you without the band. So you come down, you want to keep your heel on the ground the entire time. You're going to push forward, keeping that heel locked down, forward 10 times. You go to the middle 10 times, and to the outside 10 times. Again, keeping the heel on the floor. You can also do this towards a wall. That may be a little bit easier for some people. To do it with a band, I attach a little bit lighter band here, put it through my ankle, I step out forward, and do the same thing. You want to make sure you have good tension there. Keeping the heel on the ground, push forward and back, inside, back, outside. Hook a band to a squat rack or any heavy source that's going to hold the band back, and then you're going to step into it. You're going to put it right at your hip crease. Then you're going to step out, get some tension, come down into the movement. You're going to flex your glute, so that's going to push your hip flexor forward here. I'm going to maintain that position and rock forward, back, about 10 times. And then sometimes if I'm still feeling tight on the inside of my leg, I'll kind of lean this way, keeping that glute tight the entire time. So when I'm pushing forward, I'm pushing from my glute, okay? It's not here, it's pushing from the glute, okay? So I do that about 10 times. Then I come up, standing up, tension out on the band, come down, and then again, pushing my glute forward. I rotate my hips back and forth, and that's gonna open up in here. I do about 10 times swinging out to the left, and then I'll do 10 times swinging out to the inside or to the right. And then I'll come up, keep the band again in your hip crease here, and again, driving from my glute, I'm gonna push inwards here, okay? That's gonna activate my glute and then give me a good stretch in here. Another one that you can do is come down, have the band just around the upper part of your hamstring, come down into a lunge, and then again, pushing the glute forward and back. For pec and shoulder flexibility, I'm going to show you a couple that I do either for warm-ups or for a recovery type day. Take a small thin orange band, wrap it around, and then we'll do pec flies. And I really like to emphasize the stretch on the pec fly, so I come out with tension, do the pec fly, come way back, feel the stretch. Sometimes I'll even add a movement here. Come back into it, come back. So that's gonna increase flexibility in my pecs, get a little bit of blood flow movement into it, and it's gonna activate my lats as well when I come back and kind of flex in this position as well. Another one to do with the band, come out here, have the band up higher, about shoulder width. Come up here, let it stretch you back, and then I'm gonna activate my lat to push me forward. And you can progressively increase this by going a little bit further back each time and then coming a little bit further down. So that also replicates when you pull the bar out for a bench. That's gonna help increase that mobility a little bit and activate the lats again. That you can use for shoulder stability, because I've just recently partially torn my rotator cuff, my therapist has me do these. What I've noticed is on my left side, the non-injured side, it's significantly weaker doing these than my right side is. So I've started to incorporate this into my training. You can use a dumbbell or a kettlebell. We use a kettlebell. You want to start light. This is a 35-pound kettlebell that I've worked my way up to. So you come down on the ground, feet flat. You're gonna hold the kettlebell right here. First movement, you're gonna press up, put your hand down, you're gonna rotate your hips over, keeping that shoulder tucked down and tight. The lats are activated, and then you're just gonna hold it here for 30 seconds to a minute. And then when you come down, you have to be very careful so you don't pull your shoulder out. Come back the same way that you came down, lower it here, then turn over so you don't hurt your wrist. Back, increase of range of motion, or to just kind of loosen up that area, I do cat-cows, which is a pretty simple exercise. You push your abs down into the floor and raise your head up, and then you reverse it, pulling your abs in and up and your head down. You can do that for a few moments. You can also do it to where you're doing scap push-ups. I do these before and sometimes after a bench workout. So the movement is just in between your scaps, your shoulder blades. It's not here, you're not bending the elbows. The movement is entirely in your upper body, coming down here and back up.